Players for the Nigerian national team complained that Cambage called them monkeys and told them to go back to their third world country during a scrimmage before the Olympics. Now, Cambage was also caught slapping and elbowing those Nigerian players.
Liz Cambage practically rose to fame overnight, and it didn't take long for the fame to turn into notoriety. She is perhaps the most controversial player in the WNBA today. But what do the NBA legends think about Liz Cambage? Stick around to find out. Liz Cambage is one of the most talented players in the WNBA, being named an All-Star 4 times and the peak performer in the year 2018. But the athlete is not a new face when it comes to controversies, be it related to racial taunts against Nigerian players during the Tokyo Olympics or claiming that she can beat Serge Ibaka in a one-on-one match. But before we get to that, we first need to answer the question, who exactly is Liz Cambage? Elizabeth Folek Cambage is a WNBA player based in Australia. She plays the center position and was drafted by the WNBA team Tulsa Shocks in the year 2011. That year, she also made the all-rookie team, but she immediately voiced her reluctance to play for the team and moved to China to play for the Zhejiang Chuzhou. She made her return to the WNBA in 2018, signing a multi-year contract with the Dallas Wings, and was immediately named the peak performer of the tournament. She was also named an All-Star in the years 2011, 2018, 2019, and 2021, and was also the leading scorer in the year 2018. But then why is she so controversial? To answer that, it's necessary to take a look at her basketball stint in Australia. Liz was also a star in the Women's National Basketball League, or the WNBL, which is the Women's Professional Basketball League in Australia. She quickly made history as one of the top scorers and even one of the best basketball players to ever come out of the country. She played for the Bulleen Boomers from 2009 to 2012 and went on to play for the Australian women's national team, nicknamed the Opals, in the 2010 FIBA World Championship. It is during this stint that the scouts for the WNBA recognized her talents, proceeding to make the move to recruit her. But as of today, Liz is banned from ever competing on behalf of any Australian national teams. Australia was playing Nigeria in a friendly game right before the Olympics. During the game, Liz actually told her opponents to go back to their third world country. Obviously, the comment was not received well by the general public, owing to its racial undertone. The statement becomes worse when you consider the fact that Liz Cambage herself is half Nigerian. Yep, Liz has a Nigerian father and an Australian mother, who split up while she was still a young child. Her mother then moved back to Australia, taking Liz with her. But Liz didn't stop at just verbal taunts, because apparently she even elbowed one of the players in the Nigerian team. She even referred to some players in the Nigerian team as monkeys. Obviously, the statements led to a social media frenzy, and Liz was at the receiving end of some major backlash. Fans of the sport did not hold back either, questioning how a woman of color was able to be racist to her own race. Liz herself took to Instagram to address the situation, and as expected, she denied all the accusations of racism that were raised against her. Liz said that she was disappointed and hurt, owing to all the things that were being perpetrated about her by the media houses. She also said that the media had twisted the story to vilify her, and that the retelling of what actually happened was misleading. Now, you cannot expect sane responses on the internet, and as expected, the general public criticized her for this message as well, because there were multiple witnesses who were there and were willing to testify that all the accusations made against Liz Cambage were true. In fact, news outlet The Telegraph even released a video of the entire incident. In the video, it is clearly seen that Liz was guarded by the Nigerian player Victoria McCauley, and Liz, in response, elbows the player on her head and neck. And in spite of evidence being furnished, Liz still denied any wrongdoing and proceeded to play the victim card, stating that Victoria McCauley physically assaulted after she fouled her unintentionally. She claimed that she was hit in the face and was pushed to the ground. Liz Cambage was in no way ready to take accountability for her mistakes. Liz also claims to have not used the racial slur against her opponents. She said that nothing that went down was her fault, stating that it was in fact her that asked the management to sit her out for the game, owing to her mental and physical health risks. She practically dusted all the blame off her and made the situation completely about her mental health, saying that the entire incident drove her to one of the lowest points in her life. But that is not where the story ends. Some of Liz's own teammates from the Australian national team, who were there at the practice game, came forward and said that this wasn't really the first time Liz had acted in such a manner. They said that she had a history of being problematic and erratic on the court. And as if things couldn't get worse, Liz was actually caught telling her own teammates in the Opals that she actually wished she played for the Nigerian team, as she felt her Australian teammates were racist. All the controversies surrounding Liz Cambage have eventually led to basketball superstars reacting and giving their opinion about the whole situation. One of the first people to react was Andrew Bogut, an Australian player who was one of the first-round drafts in the year 2005 and went on to win a title with the Golden State Warriors and has only improved as a player over time. Bogut is one of the best basketball players to ever play in the NBA, and his career graph shows exactly why he is one of the best to ever do it. As an Australian, Bogut was able to bring in some insider information to the whole drama surrounding Liz Cambage. In an interview with Ben Fordham, Andrew Bogut stated that what the fans had heard so far was just the PG version of the story, and in reality, Liz's actual words were much more shocking and demeaning. He also weighed in, giving his own thoughts about the situation, saying that the way things went down is actually beyond despicable. Bogut also said that what Liz said cannot be repeated on radio and that it was that vulgar. He also said that some words can never be repeated and that he wouldn't even dare to say them. He said that he was glad someone finally came out and exposed Liz for her erratic behavior. In reality, Bogut and Liz have had a continuing feud with each other for quite some time, usually getting back at each other on Twitter. But Bogut is not the only player to call her out. You know you are controversial when Andrew Gaze calls you out.
I want to talk about Liz Cambage.
It's a pretty big issue.
Is this the right time and place?
He said that it is actually hard to accept Liz's version of the story about her altercation with the Nigerian Olympic team. He said that the whole situation was sad and that the controversy would be a major ink blot in Liz's future legacy as an excellent basketball player. But more importantly, Liz's actions would leave a bad impression about the Australian basketball team on a global platform. The former Australian basketball player also said that Liz Cambage's words were highly hurtful and gave out the impression that she wasn't actually supported by the Australian team. Well, that was not really the case. He also stated that the post Liz put out in Instagram was offensive, especially considering the fact that he knew how well supported she actually was. Liz Cambage has also jumped from one team to another from the beginning of her career, which goes on to prove the point that she cannot commit to a single team. She left an incredible mark in the WNBA as one of the best players to ever play, averaging 25 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game, while she played for the LA Sparks. And she was rightfully feared by everyone, treated as a tough competitor, and was even the second pick in the 2011 WNBA draft. And just when fans were getting psyched about her continuing with the LA Sparks, she announced that she would be leaving the franchise due to a contract dispute. And as she left, she also made sure to call out the WNBA. Liz Cambage has had a career that has been meddled with controversies, but no one can take away the fact that she is one of the best to ever play the game. Well, that brings us to the end of the video. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!